This video looks at plenty of great submissions from the Antalya Grand Slam in women's judo. There's a chokeout, there's lots of unusual kansetsu wazas, joint locks. We're starting off with a fantastic juji-gatame from Van Snick. Charline Van Snick, when she gets hold of an arm, it's usually a sign that the match is about to end, and this bout was no exception. Next we have Lima of Brazil. You'll be seeing two submissions from her in this video, starting off with this very nice ashi-gatame. Next we have the best choke entry of the tournament, the judoka from Cyprus, with a beautiful rolling entry into the ude-garami to get the submission. Next up we have another Brazilian judoka, and we're going to see a brilliant transition into a sankaku, directly into the sankaku of the opponent's throw attempt, and immediately gets to the arm, extends the arm, and there's a submission. Let's have a look at the bronze medal match in the women's 52 kilo category, and Pupp from Hungary was able to transition immediately, extending the arm for juji-gatame. Now here's one of two clips of Hamada Shori. She gets the grip in place, immediately steps across behind her opponent. Her opponent opts to put her in half guard to avoid osai komi, and she just drags the elbow down to finish the choke. And here's a nice sankaku attempt, which finishes with juji-gatame. Here's Hamada again with the second of her submission wins. It's a bit of ukiwaza to get things to the ground, and immediately switching to the other side of her opponent after getting the collar grip, and she's able to switch between threatening osai komi and the choke. Her opponent is able to escape osai komi, and as she bellies down, Hamada's right behind her with the choke in place, keeping herself on the left side of Reed's body, and eventually there's a submission, and Reed must have been pretty close to going out at that point as the choke had been threatened for a long time. Here's a fantastic juji-gatame from an attempted butterfly guard sweep. The opponent leaves the arm extended to defend the sweep, so she immediately goes into the juji-gatame and finishes her off. Kai from China with excellent hizuguruma from same side collar grip, then switching to sankaku-gatame, and she's going to finish this one by submission without needing to put her opponent into osai komi. And here's Kai again. Attempts the kosodogari or yoko otoshi. This time, rather than going for the sankaku-jime, attempts to roll through for the ashi-gatame, the Huizinga roll we saw from Lima before, but she can't roll her opponent forwards. So what does she do? She takes her backwards instead, and she extends the arm. Looks like she could have continued to apply pressure. The opponent may have tapped due to the osai komi position, but certainly if Kai had wanted to apply more pressure, she could have. And here's one of the most unusual scrambles of the tournament. So the judoka from Spain has her arm being attacked, but she's trying to defend against the osai komi. She's still leaving her arm unprotected as her opponent tries to apply ude-garami. As her opponent switches her base though, she's finally able to achieve the ude-garami for the win. Now here's Nelson Levy of Israel. Nice transition into waki-gatame. So here is a chokeout. We've got Lea Buet of Belgium, and she's being choked. Unusual way of gripping the far arm, and seems like she held onto this choke a little bit longer than was necessary, and Lea Buet did slip unconscious, but she was able to recover, and there was a handshake afterwards. This is another one from Pupp. We saw her transitioning very well earlier into juji-gatame. She does the same here, gets that arm extended after missing out on the waza-ari. Beautiful okuri-ashi harai to set up this yoko sankaku-jime, the side triangle choke. She turns the opponent. She's got control, I think, of the elbow. No, she's got control of the belt with both sides. Now she's controlling the elbow. Switches to the leg. And I don't know whether this was a choke or simply osai-komi, but the tap came pretty quick, so I'm going to go with choke. There's a sumi-gaishi into juji-gatame from Lima, who we saw earlier with a brilliant ashi-gatame. Quadros from Brazil also had a lot of success in newaza. She had 2 wins by juji-gatame, but the one I've chosen for this video is her choke win. She threw for a nice sumi-gaishi, thought it was ippon, had a look at the ref, saw he was calling waza-ari, so decided she needed to go and finish the job. Here's Pakut from Poland with some nice bit of newaza transitioning. She locks up a kata sankaku, a headlock, and she's able to sweep her opponent, and then rather than passing to half guard, she sees the opportunity to go for juji-gatame. Loses control of the arm temporarily, and then is able to extend and finish. I started this video with Charline Van Snick of Belgium in the 52 kilo category. There is another Belgian in the 52 kilo category that specializes in newaza. They're both vying for that Olympic spot, and both of them will be in action at the World Championships this weekend. Ryheul won here with a sankaku-gatame. Probably was just osai-komi with her opponent submitting, but may have been a choke. Now, one person that won't be in action at the World Championships is Nunes of Portugal after the injury finish here. So this is the final clip for this video. Ozturk from Turkey is a waki-gatame specialist. That one looks pretty rough, and Nunes is not on the competitor list for this World Championships, so she's not been able to recover since this tournament, which took place, I think, the first weekend of April, so about 6 weeks later, and she's still out of action after that one. I'm going to have another video up tomorrow. Subscribe for more non-stop newaza.